What would it be like if I was born not as a person, but as a great white shark? Because it sounds amazing. You are like the biggest, baddest predator in the ocean, but I don't know. Maybe it's actually not that great. Let's find out.
Well, this isn't the ocean. That's because you initially hatched from an egg while still inside your mother. Even at this age, work has already started, as you're introduced to the predatory lifestyle by mum feeding you some underdeveloped eggs. Once you hit 5 feet, you are born. Somewhere.
5 feet?
We don't really know where because we've never seen it, but we can narrow it down to the whole ocean, likely at one of these prey-rich hotspots.
Wait, is that actually factual? Like, do we not know where great white sharks are born? Have we seen great white sharks being born? Is that something that we've seen? Somebody caught drone footage? What appears to be a newborn great white shark. So literally, as of 2023, we found just a baby great white shark. That's it. We literally didn't see anything getting born, so this could all be fake.
Along with your 7 siblings, you immediately swim away from mum, who may now only see you as prey.
Wait,
which
what
is probably
now?
what happened to this guy.
Mom?
I'm sure that's not a scarring image.
Mom?
You're a Nepo baby, instantly starting life at the top of the food chain, where you can continue your parents' legacy of eating everyone else so you can grow larger and larger.
Yeah, I never really thought about it, but like, imagine being a great white shark, but you were born from an egg, but you don't actually come out until you're 5 feet long, which is like basically how tall I am, plus 1 foot. So, I mean, you're already pretty big, and most other creatures in the ocean are probably not going to want to mess with you because you are literally a great white shark. It's in the name. You're great.
One present mum did pass on to you is a starter pack of knowledge for you to learn on what to eat and how to kill it.
Oh, cool. Thanks,
Something
Mom.
that a lot of animals have to gather themselves. Let's
Did
see
she
what's
teach
next
me?
on the list. Many great whites don't survive the first year, so you have to get a move on and focus on pure growth. Your jaw isn't quite strong enough to take on large prey, so you stick to smaller fish and whatever else you can find.
Sushi!
Because of your smaller size, you live a sheltered life around shallow coastal waters, but these early years see your fastest growth rate adding on about a foot per year until you reach 3 or 4 years old.
That's
As
insane!
you come to the end of your pup years, you decide to celebrate with a one-off treat. You are now a juvenile great
Lobster.
white shark. Let's see what's on the next card. At 8 to 9 feet, you can now take on some slightly larger prey. Still not quite ready for mammals though. Up until now, all of your prey have had no choice but to suffer your wrath. But your next target is your first test of consuming someone who has other options.
A penguin?
Something that helps you with this is counter shading, your form of camouflage where your dark back blends in with the sea, your white belly blends in with the sunlight, and the two together break up your outline.
I never really thought about it like that, but I guess that is an evolutionary trait where the bottom is for stuff that looks like the sky, because stuff looking up at the shark is gonna probably blend in with the sky. So it's to help, A, hide you from predators, which there's probably not too many things that are eating great white sharks other than maybe killer whales, I guess. And humans, of course. A lot of humans probably are hunting great white sharks, but also the top of you kind of looks just like the ocean, so they're pretty hard to spot unless you have good eyesight, like me.
This allows you to strategically trick the penguins into thinking that the water is a nice place to be.
Haha, got
Having
you, penguin.
successfully orphaned a chick, you merrily
Welcome
move
home,
on to
Mummy.
your next target.
No, that's so
no.
sad.
Looks like there's a killer on the loose.
Who?
You're still an easy target for an adult shark's growth plan, so best keep your eyes peeled.
Oh yeah, I kind of forgot that we're not fully an adult shark, so sharks are actually like solo animals, so you don't really have any friends as a shark. It's a pretty lonely life. You're out there by yourself, and everything is either trying to run away from you so that you don't eat them, or they are trying to eat you. Unless you're one of those like baby fish that hides under the fins of the sharks. I never quite knew why they did that, but it is pretty cool.
Meanwhile, an innocent stingray flaps its wings, sending a weak electrical pulse through the ocean that you can detect with the 1,500 jelly-filled pores all over your head.
So you're
this
dead.
Sixth sense gives you the ability to easily yoink unsuspecting prey with pinpoint accuracy.
Bye!
Another strong sense that's been gifted down to you is your sense of smell. Just under your snout are 2 nostril-like holes that can detect a seal colony 2 miles away. But they do have their limits. It is true that you can smell a drop of blood in an Olympic-sized swimming pool.
Okay.
If it's
That
only
is
slightly filled.
Pretty impressive.
About the same as most fish.
Oh, okay.
One thing
That's
you
not
can
as impressive.
easily pick up is the delicious smell of a dead whale carcass.
Ew.
Coincidence that is the next thing on your training. Unfortunately, this opportunity also attracts a lot of other, bigger sharks, and you don't want to tempt fate, especially with a known killer around.
So far, guys, I mean, being a great white shark probably is better than being most animals in the world. But I will say, yeah, it seems kind of deadly. It seems like your entire life is basically the game Feed and Grow Fish, if you guys have seen that, which if you're a fan of me, you probably have seen that game before, where your entire life is eating food and getting bigger. There's really not much to learn in that game. It's just eat, get bigger. Eat, get bigger. And then stay away from things that are bigger than you because they will eat to get bigger.
You take the safe option of hovering around the area, picking off any chunks that drift away.
Tasty.
I guess that counts. I mean, you didn't really eat the whale, but at the top of the food chain, normal rules don't apply to you.
You know, we'll take what we can get.
After a few more years of keeping the ocean in check, you've grown to around 12 or 13 feet and are ready for your final challenge of juvenile life. Yellowfin tuna can grow up to 8 feet long, so this will be a true test of your strength and ability.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have ever seen a giant tuna before, but tuna size versus human. Like, these things are big, guys. I don't know if you've ever seen the size of an actual tuna, but look at that. That is a person, and that is a tuna. For whatever reason, when I was younger, I thought that tuna, because, you know, they were in the tiny cans, I thought that a tuna was maybe like this big, except in reality, they are most of the time the size of two of me stacked up on top of each other. So, I mean, that is probably the best diet for a great white shark.
As you finish your set, a convenient school swims over your head, and one seems to be struggling behind.
Oh, he's dead.
You've learned to always take advantage of the weak and helpless, so employ all your stealth skills to get as close as possible. Then detach your jaw from your skull to open wide as you burst through the tuna, taking a fat chunk of it with you.
Oh my gosh, that's literally insane.
Wonder what was wrong with the tuna.
Anyway, well, sorry, fisherman.
You're becoming an unstoppable force of nature. Well, nearly unstoppable.
What else is there?
They must still be out there. At least you're becoming less of an easy target. You are now an adult great white shark.
Yes!
I know up until now you've been targeting different animals, but you're really an opportunistic feeder. And a good opportunity has arisen for you to get your next meal.
Oh no! Not the dolphin!
People smiling makes you sick. So you close in from behind, carefully avoiding their echolocation, then 0 to 25 and...
That's pretty incredible.
Who said sharks were afraid of dolphins?
Especially because, I mean, at the start of the video, this guy said that most, if not all, of the abilities of a shark, like all of its senses and stuff, are just passed down. So everything that it knows is from millions and millions and millions of years of evolution where, you know, like me and you, we had to learn stuff. Like we, you know, kind of taught ourselves some stuff. Like, you know, nobody taught us how to breathe or that we need food, but nobody taught us like how to do a lot of stuff. So you kind of have to be taught how to do most of the stuff if you're like a human or some other animal. Whereas sharks, they just know how to do stuff as soon as they're born, which is pretty incredible.
That was your first mammal kill, and since your jaw's now strong enough, you can go after some more. Brown fur seals are your next target, and you opportunistically hunt them by deliberately heading to somewhere called Seal Island.
How do we know,
Obviously,
though?
Lots of seals means lots of competitors, and there's a dominance hierarchy in the market that goes along the lines of larger beats smaller, female beats male, and if both those fail, whoever got there first. It's theorized that you may share information about different prey with each other, but given the number of dead sharks you've seen, you're going to give that a miss.
Yeah, especially because most sharks, like, you know, they're going to try to fight you over other animals, other food, or they're just going to try to eat you. So, I mean, it's probably best if you are a shark to stay away from other sharks. That seems to be like the common rule, is that you stay away from anything that looks bigger and more sharkier than you.
Hunting these guys is a bit more complicated, but with a quick read of your gifted natural instincts, you should be sorted. You hover in the depths and look up at your unsuspecting victim, who's just trying to provide for their family. You take aim at the target, then with 5 strong swooshes, hit your top speed. Just as you're about to make contact, everything goes black.
What happened?
You roll your eyes back in your head for protection. Next thing you know, you're 10 feet in the air, no seal in mouth, looking down at something that isn't the ocean.
Oh, he jumped out of the water.
The balance rock in your ear is having a meltdown as you scramble back to the ocean in shame. You're a massive failure. Hey, I know who you can take it out on. That other completely innocent seal over there.
Do it. I love seals. Oh no. Oh my gosh, dude.
50% success rate. That sounds about right. Not very
bad.
successful for your teeth, though.
Oh,
Don't worry,
where
that's
did my
normal.
teeth go?
They're only held in by soft tissue.
They're going to grow
You have
back.
7 rows of teeth all ready to step up for duty when the front ones fall. As the conveyor belt moves forward, you continually
Employee
produce
of the
new
month.
teeth that join at the back row. Of the 300 teeth in your mouth, only around 50 are actively tearing up families.
Oh,
Speaking of
okay.
that, it's been a few days, so you're hungry again. You slowly approach a new colony. That looks like a good target. Oh, there's another next to them as well.
They just look like
and
turds
another
in a
one over
toilet.
there. Wait, there's loads of them, everywhere.
What? Why are
and
they
they're all coming
everywhere?
right towards you.
Wait, what's going on?
As the seals start mobbing around you, you're as close
Hey.
to terrified as your brain lets you be.
Hey, what's
So,
happening?
Mildly concerned.
Yeah, we're going to
You
kill
try
every
to swim
single one
away,
of you.
but they follow en masse, taking the occasional nasty jab at you.
Wait a second, guys. I didn't know this. I've watched countless hours of Shark Week, and I've never heard of a bunch of seals attacking a great white shark. I've heard of dolphins attacking great white sharks. I've heard of killer whales attacking great white sharks. I've heard of great white sharks attacking great white sharks. But I never knew that a sea puppy was able to fight back against a shark.
They're obviously not a fan. It's not your fault. You can't help what you were born into. You're just trying to do your job.
Yeah,
And what they
I
don't
gotta
realise
eat.
is that you're actually good for them, even though you bring only misery. Without
Oh.
you keeping the populations down, there'd be too many of them and not enough food to go around. So
Yeah.
they'd die anyway.
See?
At least if you kill them, someone gets to benefit.
I'm doing you guys a favor.
They don't look convinced. You know a lost cause when you see one.
Well,
I guess you're not as formidable when everyone comes together.
Huh.
After that
Interesting.
reality check, you're faced with another surprise.
Oh, well,
The seals are probably not capable of this. The
there's
shark's
no way,
14
right?
feet, about the same size as you. Whoever did this has to be one massive shark,
Oh
meaning
boy.
it's not even safe to be an adult here.
It's time to
Time
run.
for you to migrate elsewhere. You're known to migrate vast distances using your electroreception to navigate Earth's magnetic field.
That is
Some
insane.
of the usual routes look like this, but
That's basically like having an internal GPS and you know exactly which direction you're going at all times.
I'm making a new one up. To avoid the killer, you make sure to swim at different depths, maxing out at over 3,000 feet, relying on the fat and oil stored in your liver for buoyancy and energy.
Wow.
You've arrived. Time to establish yourself.
Hey, wait
You're
a
fed
second.
up with
There's going to be a
dealing
lot
with
of
seals
people.
for now, so look at your training for something else. California sea lions.
Delicious.
Well, that seems easy enough. Similar setup to the fur seals, just without the spectacle. You locate your target, go to 5th gear, and hit them
Oh,
with
wait.
possibly the most powerful bite in the animal kingdom. At over 1,000 kilos, the impact alone is probably enough, but you don't give them any chance by
Oh
dragging them
my
down below.
gosh. That
Now,
is so terrifying.
what's next? Sea otters can be up to 5 feet long, so not
No!
the hardest kill.
No!
But you do have to be really nasty.
No, dude, sea otters are my
that's enough
favorite.
training for now. You need to rest for a big trip ahead. A couple problems you have are that you need to keep moving, so oxygenated water
Yeah.
flows over your gills.
Great white sharks literally like don't sleep. They kind of just like go into this mode where they just kind of swim on autopilot because like you just said, they can't stop moving or else they literally can't breathe. That would be like you can only breathe if you're constantly walking around, which actually might be a good thing for the country.
And you don't have eyelids, so typical sleep isn't on the cards. To get around this, you find a strong current, face it head on and open wide. This neat trick means you can slow right down to recover without suffering the same fate as the sea lion.
Nice.
At least, we think. How you sleep is really still a mystery, but this is one theory based on some observations.
That would make sense to me.
You've planned out your annual holiday to a nearby feeding paradise called the White Shark Cafe.
The
And by
what?
nearby, I mean over a month's swim along an actual migration route.
Oh,
Here, you take
cool.
a break from the usual grind you tuck into a wide variety of nutritious deep-sea fish. A few months later, your belly's full and you're sad to be leaving the cafe. Natural instincts tell you to head further north along the California coast. These waters are getting colder, but luckily your family, the mackerel sharks, are part of a very elite group. Most
we
fish
have
are
blubber.
cold-blooded and need to rely on the water temperature to regulate their body temperature. But of the over 33,000 species, you're one of the around 35 that have warm-blooded capabilities.
Of course it
As you
does.
swim along, warm blood from your working muscles transfers heat to the cooler blood on its way to your organs, helping you maintain a higher body temperature than the surrounding water. This means you're still as lethal as ever and can generously help manage the population of that elephant seal colony over there.
Oh my gosh.
Now,
Mega
these
nose
guys can be
seals.
quite large, which is why you're here for the pup season. You can take out an adult, but it's a lot easier to take advantage of the ones just getting their start in the world.
Oh no, little
You
Timmy.
could probably just wallop it and swallow it whole, but it's still
Don't do
important
it.
to maintain the correct technique to avoid injury and practice for the adults. In this case, you bite their lower body to immobilize, then casually wait it out till they bleed to death.
Oh, is that all?
Every day's a holiday when you love your job.
Yep, totally.
You're lingering around to get another bite until you notice something on the rock face in the distance. You head on over, and as soon as you can make out what it is, you lose your appetite.
Oh no, what is it?
They must be following you.
Killer
Now that you're
whales?
massive, everyone wants a piece. There's a few more sharks around here. Is it them?
Hey guys.
Or them? You're not taking any chances.
Hey, let's just be friends, guys. Oh my gosh, what was that?
Ah, well, this guy's only like 8 feet long, so it wouldn't have been them. Whoops.
Huh.
At least the
What?
part of
Oh.
your brain responsible for feelings isn't very developed, so you couldn't.
I'm kind of curious, guys, and let me know in the comments if you do know this, but do great white sharks kill other great white sharks for food, or do they do it mainly to just, like, get rid of other sharks that might be in their territory? Kind of like how lions in the savannah will battle other lions, but they probably don't really do it for food, it seems. They do it to, like, make sure that other lions stay out of their territory. So let me know in the comments if you know the answer.
Care less. So, the killer's still out there. Time for another made-up migration route.
Perfect.
As you're
Where to
settling
now?
into your new home, you get a nice tasty whiff.
Ooh, chicken. I mean,
Now
whale.
that you're an adult, you should be safe to go over. You take a deep breath. Well, not really, because you're a shark. I guess maybe you open your mouth a bit wider, then go in for your first bite.
That is what sharks do. They open their
Okay.
mouth.
So far, so good. No one seems interested.
Okay,
You've
that's
never
good.
been one for chewing, so continue to go back and forth, ripping off chunks you can swallow whole,
One bite challenge.
until you mistime your bite.
Oh, sorry, dude.
Now you're gonna get it.
My bad. This
Or
is
not.
awkward.
They don't seem to care at all.
Wait, say what now?
Everyone seems to be a lot more civil
just-
than your experiences have taught you.
I just bit you and you don't
it
care?
looks like you've even caught someone's eye.
Say what now? What are we about
Well,
to do?
time does fly by, and you've already hit maturity at around 26 if
nice.
you're male or 33 if you're female. But
Wait a second. Dude, they can live a lot longer than I thought. That is awesome.
another thing we don't know a lot about is mating, because we've never seen it. Although
What?
it is thought that whale carcasses could be a popular meeting point.
Oh, yeah, that
As a
makes
female,
sense.
you'll typically be a few feet
Like a
bigger than the
cafe.
males, probably because you need room to store up to 10 pups. You don't have arms. So,
Oh.
the only way the male can hold on to you is with their jaw.
Hey,
Luckily,
yo!
your skin is made up of miniature interlocking teeth, making it very rough and durable.
Okay.
This skin, similar to a golf ball, also helps you to be hydrodynamic, so the
That's
male
good,
can
I
efficiently
guess.
get lost when he's done.
Okay,
12
bye.
months down the line, you pass on your wisdom to 7 or 8 new pups, who all
7 or
immediately
8?
leg it from you.
Well, yeah, because we learned earlier that the mom will eat them if they don't swim away as fast as physically possible. That is crazy.
Next on your training is sea turtle, so
How-
hopefully you'll come across one soon. But
how am I
right now
gonna
you
eat a
spotted
sea
an
turtle?
opportunity for a quick snack.
Is that a kayak?
The water's a bit murky and you can't quite make out what it is, so using the pores along your body that detect vibrations, along with all your other overpowered senses, you go
I'm
in for a
pimply.
taster bite.
Oh, well. Hey.
Oops, mistaken identity. You're not a fan of human. Too much bone. But for some reason, that massive shell doesn't seem to bother you.
That is
This
really
one is very
strange.
straightforward. Just raw power to break through the shell. Nice. You've completed your training. Just one more final boss. But first, what's that over there? You're a very curious species, so decide to get closer and pop your head up for a look. Something known as spy hopping. Nothing of
Oh,
interest.
no. Hey,
As
stop
you're swimming
catching
back,
stuff.
you
That's my
suddenly
tuna.
realise that you're not going anywhere.
Oh, no.
This can go two ways. If they're nice and this is an accident, you go free. If not, you end up as soup.
Oh, no.
Saved by the
Yeah, apparently it's a pretty big delicacy in China, I learned recently, where they actually eat the fins of sharks, which is pretty sad. But I mean, we do eat a lot of different creatures, but sharks are one of the species that are very endangered. So it's not a good thing. We should not be hunting sharks.
plot armor. But it looks like someone wasn't.
Oh, sorry.
They've got to
R.I.P.
be like 19 feet long, looking very battle scarred, and there appears to be some shark remains spilling out its stomach.
Aw.
That can't be coincidence. This has to be the killer. Must have followed you here. I guess they finally ran out of steam. Right, after that detour, you're now ready for your final challenge. Humpback whale.
What?
Juvenile. An adult
Okay,
would be a bit
okay.
of a push.
That would be
You
insane.
decide to swim back towards South Africa until the opportunity arises, then check the instructions.
Hello.
In true final boss fashion, they're double your size, have a ton of health, but don't actually deal that much damage.
That's fine.
especially
We
if you
play
avoid their
Elden
special
Ring.
Attack. So you just attack away for half an hour until you eventually win.
Huh. Well,
Nice.
we did it.
Now you can eat to your belly's full. Oh,
But then there's There's going to be other things that come, right? Because that's exactly what happens is the other animals crowd around the giant whale carcass, and then it's a feeding frenzy.
Is that all you can fit? Well, that was a bit pointless then. Anyway, you've finally done it. You've killed everything, ruined lives, all to get to a whopping 20 feet long.
Yes.
You're the most feared predator in the ocean, and no one can stand up to you. You've proved you're the undisputed ruler of the seas, and...
Oh no. No, what was that? What happened? Who killed me?
That's not what you expected.
It was a person, wasn't it? Oh no. No. No! No, it's the killer whale! I knew it, dude! I knew it was the killer whales! Killer whales are like literally the deadliest creature of all time. So if you guys want me to watch a video about their lives, make sure you leave a like, comment down below if you know where to find it, and click right here if you want to see more.